We all love our Christmas dinner, but what about the birds? I think it's a really nice thing at this time of year to give them a little bit extra, especially when the days are so short. They have a limited window in which to find enough food to gain enough calories to keep them warm at night. Now, from your Christmas dinner itself, you can leave out some scraps for birds, but there are two main rules to consider. The first one is salt. Avoid anything that's too salty. So you can leave things like breadcrumbs, cake crumbs, biscuit crumbs. You can leave out bits of roast potato, boiled rice. You can leave out grated cheese if you like, but just make sure it's not too salty, as that can be harmful to birds. Ideally, it should not be salty at all. The second thing is fat. Anything that's got animal fats in it potentially can be dangerous to birds, especially if it's turkey fat, because turkey fat doesn't set as well as other animal fats, and it can smear on birds' feathers and prevent them from flying well. So those are the things to consider with leaving out your Christmas meal itself, but also you can make them their own Christmas dinner of their own. In your garden itself, the best thing you can do for birds at Christmas is to just let things be. Things like letting leaves remain on your border where they fall is really great, because this provides overwintering habitats for invertebrates like beetles and centipedes, and there's nothing nicer around Christmas time than watching blackbird pick through leaf litter and finding those tasty morsels that it otherwise wouldn't find if there were no leaves on the soil. Also, things like letting seed heads remain where they are, letting berries remain on the plants. This all gives a natural source of food for birds. So here I've got some crab apples, so if they remain on the tree then they will be picked up by various birds, but if they fall to the ground then they'll be used by other species as well. We've got holly berries here as well. We all know that holly makes a really great source of food for birds at winter, so if you do use some of the berrying holly stems for your Christmas displays, make sure you leave plenty for the birds. We've got some rose hips here. Little things like just not cutting back the roses until the birds have had their fill at Christmas is just a really good thing we can do to provide a natural source of food for them. And then there are these seeding things like these lovely great globe artichokes, and just watching the goldfinches pick away at these is such a lovely thing to do on a cold winter's day. And then of course there's supplementary food, which many of us use in our bird feeders to give birds that little extra boost. So things like seed mixes, suet pellets, some of which these have got berries in them, but you can get things with insects in them as well, or just plain suet. And of course the fat ball. Now, fat balls and other suet products, the suet sets really well, so it's not dangerous to birds like the meat, juices and fats that we can get from our own kitchens. So it's really good to put out these fat balls. They give an instant source of fat, really high dense calories for birds, which helps keep them warm at night. And you'll get lots of different types of bird coming in to feed from these as well. So in my garden I've got lots of leaves on the ground, I've got plants still bearing seeds, I've got berries, so the birds have got rich pickings here. But I'm also going to take these lovely things and make a little montage, a Christmas dinner display if you like. So I've got lots to eat. I'm also going to fill up my bird feeders with some suet, with some fat balls and with some seed mixes. So every corner is covered for hungry birds at Christmas.